So welcome back. We're here for Yoga Sutra 2.13, and as we continue looking at these latent impressions, this repository that I expressed in the last sutra lesson, now we're going to find out that not only do they keep recurring, they keep having these births, they also have a certain duration, like there's a span of time in which it's taking up your life. And while they might be intermittent experiences of these births of thoughts out of that repository, that sometimes volcanic repository of mumbo jumbo, while that might be intermittent, if you do add up the length of time that those things have taken over your life, it does have a kind of duration. But also we're going to refer to this span of life, it's called ayus. We're going to be referring to that as the span of life. It takes up a portion of your life, which, we can acknowledge is kind of painful to recognize. And the third thing that's going to happen, so not just that they keep having births, they keep coming up, jati, and they keep having the span of time in our life, ayus, it's also that it seems to be pleasurable. It's called bhoga, resulting in experiences of pleasure. However, my teacher in India, he likes to say, more bhoga, less yoga. More yoga, less bhoga, because the kind of bhoga that we're referring to here is this sort of indulgence in pleasurable things that seem enjoyable, but then they create the grasping and the attachment. So we have raga and dvesha. So we learn, and you'll hear this in the sutras that preceded these ones, we learn that we want more of that thing, so we become attached to it, we pursue it, we can become preoccupied by it, fully into addiction and escapism. But also we're narrowing our zone of life, we're narrowing our comfort zone or our bandwidth for experiences, because now we have aversion to things that are painful. We don't develop our receptivity to or capacity for that which is painful, and life is going to have some painful experiences. So what can happen is we seek the bhoga and we don't experience the yoga. Yoga tells us that we can see raga and dvesha with equanimity, and we can have a deep sense of discernment about what we pursue. So it's not causing leaks in the garden hose of our vitality, and it's not letting our minds be constantly infiltrated with things that end up darkening or coloring, kleshas, our thoughts. So we have raga, dvesha, and in yoga we're going to develop upekshanam, the equanimity, to see those things as they are. And out of that arises a deep sense of contentment, santosha. So in this sutra, as we're looking into it, we're going to learn that, hey, if those root kleshas, those root colorings, those root samskaras, if they still remain around, as long as those are still there, there's going to be three consequences. They keep recurring, they keep having a birth, they keep having a span of time, taking some of the time of our life, and they keep showing themselves like in a disguise, as it were, in a costume of enjoyment, of pleasure, bhoga. So let's take a comfortable seat. And when you drop into your seat, really imagine what would it be like for your mind and your life to be clear from grasping, clinging, attachment, wanting, preoccupation, all the way into like robotic, reflexive, reactive, addictive tendencies. And what would it be like to feel less aversion, less apprehension, less anxiety, less resistance or negative reactivity? And if the answer is, I don't know, that is okay that you don't yet know what that would be like, but let's consider it like a vast sky. Free from raga and dvesha. I'll give our respect to Patanjali, who was able to codify these teachings for us into these sutras, which are so distilled down and precisely offered to us. Om Yogena Cittasya Padena Vacham Malam Sharirasya Chavajakena Yopakarotam Pravaramunina Patanjalim pranjaliranatosmi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. You may bow your head to your heart and release your hands. Open your eyes if you like, or keep them closed and listen in. We're going to do one word at a time, as we customarily do. We'll do each of those 4 times, and then we'll put them together 2 by 2. The ants go marching 2 by 2. You might remember. So we'll childhood song. So then we'll put it together as half and half of the sutra, and then the full sutra. Okay, so let's begin. Sati, 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 mūle, 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 tat, 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 vipako, 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 jati, 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 ayor, 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 boga, 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 boga. Now 2 words together. Sati mūle, Sati mūle, Sati mūle, Sati mūle, tadvipako, 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 jatyayor, 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 boga, 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 boga. Now the first half and the second half. Sati mūle tadvipako, Sati mūle tadvipako, Sati mūle tadvipako, Sati mūle tadvipako, jatyayor boga, jatyayor boga, jatyayor boga, jatyayor boga. Now the full sutra. Sati mūle tadvipako, jatyayor boga, Sati mūle tadvipako, jatyayor boga, Sati mūle tadvipako, jatyayor boga, Sati mūle tadvipako, jatyayor boga. As you rest in your mind again, imagine this clear sky of mind that is not caught up in pursuing pleasure, clinging, grasping, holding, and also not caught up in avoiding pain. And you can, on behalf of the whole of humanity, imagine humankind less caught up in pursuing what it has been told is pleasurable, such as wealth or power, possessions. And also imagine humanity not so aversive to that which it has been told it should avoid, like emotions, or the unknown, or the difficulty of people who are different than we are, right? So we're told to avoid that which we do not know, and yet that ends up restricting or constricting our lives. Imagine yourself being free from the pursuit of pleasure and the avoidance of pain. Sati mūle tatvipaka jati ayus bhogaha. Sati mūle tatvipaka jati ayus bhogaha. Sati mūle tatvipaka jati ayus bhogaha. Picture for yourself. The sutra is only telling us that, these colorings are going to keep recurring in these three difficult ways. It's not telling you, don't pursue it. It's just telling you what's going to happen. Please raise your hands to your heart. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you very much. Namaste.